Folks, welcome into sportsbookreview.com, November the 6th, 2018 in the United States, otherwise known as Election Day. So get out there, do your patriotic duty, place your bets today, and also place your votes today. So, hey, look, there's a lot of good things going on at sportsbookreview.com. If you haven't seen, a lot of these bookmakers out there are putting props up. The Republican's going to keep the House. The Republican's going to keep the Senate. Who's going to switch it over back and forth? Check every single thing you have that you want to play at sportsbookreview.com. A-rated books, B-rated books, C-rated books, fastest payouts, best places to place your wagers, who's paying out the fast, best odds, best packages, best bonuses and promotions. Sportsbookreview.com, your place to check all of that out. What we're here for. Also, if you haven't done so yet, you see that subscribe button right below where I'm speaking today. Hit that subscribe button. Almost 45,000 subscribers. Wasn't too long ago. Me and the big man on campus were doing shows for 25 and 30 people. Not many subscribers out there. We've grown by leaps and bounds on the channels, thanks to you guys out there listening to every single thing that we have to say. We're going to have a pretty good show here on the right side of campus. I'll be doing a solo mission on the show today, both times. That'll be the right side of campus, which we'll have a nice hour. We'll be able to chat with the chat box, have a little bit of fun out there. Then on the WCKG Fox Sports Radio show, I'll be running another solo mission. So hopefully some people can give me some phone calls and we can carry on through and have some fun. Just going to send out the live tweets now that the show is live. Best way to grow the show, as the big man on campus always likes to say, is retweet it, like it, dislike it. Give us some engagement here on the chat box. So welcome in. We'll wait for some things to figure in here. College basketball does start tonight. There's a huge card tonight, folks, that we're going to go over. Or should I say, we were going to go over, but the college basketball guru is having some issues today. Some family plans later on in the afternoon as well. So big man's going to enjoy his day off here. And I'll keep trudging forward. Rainy day here in the Northeast. Nasty day. But a lot of stuff that we can review and go over and have some interesting thoughts about. Welcome in Crazy Rocket, Guan, D, Ian Cameron's in here. Christmas morning for our pal BMOC. Yes, it is. I'm one of those procrastinating bettors, which my Christmas day for college basketball comes around Christmas Day. And I usually start my wagering in January. So let the big man on campus have that center stage for a full 2 months and do what he got to do out there. Put some money in our pocket. So we'll certainly have some fun throughout the year going on that morning. Patrick Barber, Jansen, Paco, D, Barry, Sam's Pick, Ski Profit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hit the like button, say hello, and we'll go over some things here. And as always, as we'd like to start out, it's got a bear back there. Monsters will be replaced and refilled today. Had a great weekend. Needed a lot of Monster to get through it. But these are the days that we dig in and grind, right? You saw some Monday Night Football last night. Was it any good? It was good for me. Look, see the shirt right here. Real good night for Eagles fans. It's always fun to see Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys go down, especially on Monday Night Football. And next Sunday night, there's a game at Lincoln Financial Field to put that nail in the coffin in the Dallas Cowboys season, as we do quite a bit here in the city of brotherly love. Yes, Walter Trotter, hit that like button out there. Nick Dial, Corey's in here. Crypto Capper, Ace, Pata, C-Ban, Hittin. Hit the bong button. There you go, my man. Hit any button you want out there today. It's election day. We're going to have some fun. Make sure you get out there to vote. Make sure you place your wagers in. And make sure you come in the chat box to say hello. Let's get it started here last night. Let's look no further than the Monday Night Football action-packed barn burner game between those Dallas Cowboys and the Tennessee Titans. As I'm watching some of the highlights scroll through on my TVs in front of me. Interesting game to start. Dallas Cowboys jump right up on top, 7-0. Get a nice fumble. Looks like they're going to cruise in. And then Dak becomes Dak and throws an awful interception, which you could have taken complete control of that football game early on last night and going up at least 10-0, maybe even 14-0. It would have been interesting to see if those Tennessee Titans were able to come back and get back in that football game. But it looked kind of interesting. As we saw earlier in the week, that line spiking, opening up about 4.5, 5, depending on where you were shopping at out there, and spiking all the way midweek to around 6.5 at some outlets. Did a few shows yesterday, and to be honest with you, was digging the 6.5. If it dropped down to 4 at game time, I was actually digging a little bit on the Dallas Cowboys in this football game, but the Tin Man got hurt again yesterday, folks. As soon as he goes out of the game, who are we talking about? Sean Lee and that hamstring that must be just a piece of elastic tape or, some clear tape just holding that thing together over the years. Looks like he's going to be out another couple weeks because, those hamstring injuries that you tend to cramp up in the NFL, they turn into 7 and 8 week injuries with some of these athletes. Welcome in, everybody, into the show. 145 people watching live and early. Most people must have already gotten out and voted this quickly. I have not done so yet. It doesn't matter who you're voting for, have a stance in there. Great part about being an American is you do have a voice, depending on what state you live in. You know, I live in in New Jersey, so it's mostly a Democratic state, but it's still nice to go out there and get your button that you voted and did your patriotic duty here, because you can change things as long as you get out and vote. But having said that, get back to this Monday Night Football game. I don't know what's going to take place here in Dallas. You gave a first-round pickup for Amari Cooper. Yay, he scored like a 2-yard touchdown, and they were lauding him all game long. And, you know, I just want to take a separate moment here to say, you watch the Monday Night Football game, right? It's ESPN. It's their flagship program, the Monday Night Game. Pay a lot of money for it here. You put Joe Tessitore in the booth, not really a football guy to me. You put Jason Witten in the booth, fresh out of coming off the football field. You take Booger McFarland, and at least you got rid of the Booger mobile on the sideline. When is ESPN going to understand that here, folks? The 3-man booth just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Have a play-by-play guy, have a color guy who knows about the sport, and just let the football game play out. We're hearing comments out there on the football field like last night, like, you know, Marcus Mariota's been in the league for a couple years now, and he completes like a screen pass or a 5-yard pass, and it's like, oh, he's starting to come into his own. Are we watching like the same football game? I mean, what are we watching out here? What do these two add to the conversation where you're saying, like, late in the football game, Dallas is down 2 touchdowns, and Jason Witten will chime in and be like, 3rd and 3 here. They need a touchdown on this drive to stay in this ball game. Or before that, Tennessee's going in for, you know, to go up 14 points or maybe kick a field goal to go up 10. Dallas would really need a stop here and at least hold them to a field goal. I mean, this is a high-level broadcast where these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to chime in with those type of anecdotes. A ball is dropped by the receiver. You know what, Booger? He really needs to catch that football. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I see a lot of interesting stuff that goes back. Yes, Popeye's Biscuit of Wagwan might have actually been the best thing he's ever said at that point there. Maybe the best thing he's ever said out there. Because he's right. Kelvin Benjamin. Remember when we all looked at the Carolina Panthers and said, what are they doing? Why don't you trade Kelvin Benjamin and take those weapons away from Cam Newton and ship him off to Buffalo? Boy, were they right on that one. That kid looks like he doesn't care about football one iota and would rather be at the buffet a little bit later in the day. But then again, who in Buffalo would care about football at this point anyway? If you are a wide receiver, I grew up a wide receiver for most of my life. We all know. You get a good quarterback back there that can sling it. It's fun. You run that 15-yard out. You run that post pattern. You run that fade route. You know that ball's coming to you and he can get it to you. We all know that kid who's not very good at playing quarterback. Even growing up, you don't have to play the sport. I'm talking just maybe like, you know, street football, telephone pole to telephone pole. You run that fade route, you know you ain't getting that ball. He can't get it to you, man. That's just what it feels like. Imagine being a professional athlete in Buffalo running routes knowing there's a really good chance that the quarterback can't even throw you the football when you're 15 yards away. Pretty funny to watch. I actually sat yesterday most of the day watching some NFL highlights there, going over the Game Pass Rewind. That Buffalo Bills offense, man, that is something else there. Yeah, Nutflush Allen Booger is the absolute worst. Jason Witten is trash in the booth. I vote for 3 drunk guys and then 1 ugly chick. But why does it have to be an ugly chick? Why can't it be a good-looking chick, though? We don't have to have the ugly chicks in there. Ian Cameron chiming in with the wrench out there. Romo was solid. Collingsworth gets a lot of hate, but at least he gives you something interesting. No, Romo's good. Like, Romo first started in the booth and couldn't shut his trap. He was calling out every single play, trying to just jump the plays and show you how cool he was. But he settled into that groove as the season went on and turned into a really good analyst. And then going back even before that, you know, it's the schedules worked before. Troy Aikman, a very good analyst in the booth, very good color guy. Gives you just enough of what you need. You know, and then you have the guys that try really hard, like Mike Mayock as a color guy. Didn't work out very well. Was one of the worst color guys you can have because he gave you too much information. He started going over his draft technique, technology, terminology all show long. Like, oh, bro, it's a 4-yard run. It's okay to say, nice block by the left tackle to kick it out. Good hard run up the middle, 4-yard gain. We don't need all the Pistons firing and hook blocks and, bare knock fronts that they're driving into and, shuttle time. We don't need that. We don't need that. Look, I saw a 4-yard gain. Tell me why it happened. Good block by the tackle. Combo block by the guard. 4-yard gain up the middle. That's it. And throw it back to the color. Throw it back to the play-by-play guy. That's all you need to know. But, having those guys in the top boost, Joe Buck's really good with Troy Aikman. And you're talking about a guy who, the best part about Joe Buck is every single city thinks that Joe Buck is rooting against them. That's always the fun allure of that. But Troy Aikman's very good. I mean, there's guys that settle in the boost, a 3-man booth, especially when nobody is a quote-unquote professional to me in football calling games. Can you imagine if you just tapped like, hey, you got a job at Amazon, you're working in the warehouse, and after your first week, they're like, hey, you working in the warehouse there, going to promote, you're CEO of the company. Like, no. Like, why isn't Jason Witten doing like MAC football games on ESPN to show that maybe he can or can't do it? You put him right in the hot spotlight of Monday Night Football, and it's just not going to work out there. It's just not going to work out. Thanks for chiming in, folks. 175 here, watching us early in the morning. Drink your Monster like I am right here. Having a cup of coffee, relaxing. Man, you got the confluence of sports today, huh? We got a little bit of MAC football we're going to go over today. College basketball, we technically are going to go over, even though I can probably only tell you one player that's on Duke, and that's Zion Williamson. And I can't tell you anybody on Kentucky or anybody like that because I like to watch the games and see it play out. But we'll have a lot of college basketball talk on the right side of campus throughout the season and also on the WCKG show. I'm pretty sure Sportsbook Review is going to chime in and have a show dedicated directly to college basketball, like we have pre-snap reads out there, like we have the Audible and also the college football show. It's slipping my mind here. What's the college football show called? Somebody can actually chime in there so I can get a one there. Big Man's out there. He'll let us know. He's the what is that show, Big Man? Chime in so I can at least get that out here. Good luck this season, BMO. Hope for another successful year listening and learning. What's up, Don? Hey, Leo, welcome in. Yeah, never expecting big things in college basketball season. I mean, you watch Jeff the way he works, nonstop, constantly, can tell you every single player on every single college basketball team. It's what he does, man. And we're kicking off a long season. November, December, January, February, March, right into April for the Final Four and the final, man. There's a lot of good stuff. My favorite time of the year, outside of, the NFL starting up and college football, it's got to be tournament time. And I actually like the conference tournaments more, to me, betting-wise, than the actual NCAA tournament. I just think it's awesome stuff. What's up, Nasty Nate, Nick Dial, Melvin Betances, Paco Healy, Robert Weimer. Yeah, it should be pretty good. And I mean, chime in out, guys. Checking out Iron Eagle giving Dan Fouts the Iron Eagle eye after halftime. Yeah, Fouts, he's an interesting one, too. Half the time, Dan Fouts doesn't even know the actual players on the field, the teams are on the field, or even sometimes I don't think he knows the actual rules of the game of football anymore, but always an interesting listen. There's no question like that. But Jerry Jones keeping Garrett second in line here on the bottom. Said we're not going to make any changes midseason, and why would you, right? Here's the problem when you have an aging owner that hasn't won in a long time. They start to do some foolish stuff out there, right? Like, hey, I want complete control of my team until I just, I give it up or, I pass away, so to speak. Because, look, everybody gets older. Owners, you see it every year. Most of these guys have owned the team 20, 30, 40 years. Then they get up there in age and they want that last title, which is usually to the detriment of a football team. A couple years ago, it looks like Dallas was on their way to getting that. The last Tony Romo year, Dak Prescott was playing well. Zeke Elliott's playing well. You have an NFC East that was a little bit down. Dallas had a really good football team out there, but just couldn't get it done in the playoffs. And then sort of sinking back now, and you still have those Jason Garrett, not very good coach football teams. They had their chance. I mean, they had their chance, and it looks like they blew it. Now you're trading first-round draft picks for Amari Cooper. There's something to be said about that because I'm old the adage as well where if you're going to spend the first-round pick and you try to equate it to the next year's draft and say, well, if we're going to pick, let's just say 15th, is there going to be a wide receiver that can step in that would be as good as Amari Cooper? There's something to be said about that. But what you also have to know is when you get those first-round draft picks, second-round draft picks, third-round draft picks, you're paying them a much lower price and premium over the next 3 to 4 years. We can use that money and spread it around your football team. Amari Cooper is young, yes. You spent a first-round pick. He is a talent, yes. But you're going to have to pay him like a number one next year. So you don't get that 1, 2, 3 year period where maybe Odell Beckham was making $2-3 million a year, and you can use that against your salary cap because you're going to have to make a choice on Dak Prescott coming up if you're the Dallas Cowboys. How much do you pay Dak Prescott, folks? Is he a $100 million quarterback? Or is he not the future of your team? That's what they're trying to assimilate and see what they can actually do. But future doesn't look that bright for Dallas. I like the defense that they have. You just got to remove that coaching staff out of it. You got to get a young innovator in here that's going to know how to work in Zeke Elliott, use Dak Prescott's wheels, and maybe formulate some sort of creative passing game out there because it just doesn't seem like it's actually out there at this point. Jerry Jones wants full control of the team. Yes, Michael Cardenas. Looks like a couple years ago he sort of gave that over to his son, where they were making really good draft picks, rebuilding that offensive line, really getting it together. Dak Prescott, finding him late in the rounds. You didn't spend the number 2, number 3, number 4 overall pick on Dak Prescott. So if he works out, that would be a bonus. But time to pay the piper here. Quarterbacks get paid a lot of money in this football league to do nothing. You can just take a look at Sam Bradford and what his paychecks have been over the past 5 to 7 years in the NFL for getting not much production. If you are a starting quarterback in this football league, you are going to make some money out there, no question about it. Dez to the Saints, folks. Another little thing that we like to talk about here. How about that, huh? During last night's game, breaking news. Now, I don't really know where Dez Bryant would fit in on the New Orleans Saints. That's a machine on offense. If you follow me on Twitter, I think the New Orleans Saints offense is one of the most complete, put-together offenses that I've ever seen in National Football League history. They do everything well. Big-time wideouts, power running game, big, strong offensive line. One of these, I would have to say, the single most accurate quarterback to me of all time, Drew Brees. They do everything. And you have a play caller on the sideline, and Sean Payton, that dials up some nasty schemes. And now you incorporate an option with Taysom Hill out there. It's phenomenal to watch. It's a lot of fun, and they're going to go far. I mean, it almost seems like you don't really need a defense. You need a defense that can rush the passer, maybe get a few stops in the third and fourth quarter to keep you in the ball game. Saints are going to be a headache and a problem, especially if they can hold home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But Dez to the Saints, where would he fit in? But you're talking about a guy with a big ego, right? So is he going to relish the role of the fourth wide receiver that maybe only works in the red zone where he can post up and you can just throw him a couple of lob balls? I don't know where that goes, but it would be really interesting if he did sign with the New Orleans Saints to see how those play callers can put him in there. Because when you see Josh Gordon go to the New Orleans Saints, he's still somewhat in his prime, Josh Gordon. Can run fast, can make some plays downfield. We've all seen Dez Bryant. Say what you want. He's more of a physical wide receiver. You can equate him to a running back where you just hit that edge and you just don't run your routes. You're just not fast anymore. Maybe the hand-eye coordination goes a little bit. So I don't really know where he fits into the New Orleans Saints, but it's always going to be news when, hey, Dez Bryant, Kamir Aiken, and the boys are going to be brought in for the New Orleans Saints. If he couldn't somehow find a role on the Cleveland Browns, who are desperate for anything at wide receiver, it'd be interesting to see if the Saints pick him up. And I don't think the Saints need a publicity stunt. What does he add to that offense that they already don't have? Again, if he's going to play the good guy, play special teams, which he's not a special teams guy, other than returning some punts back in the day, he's not going to run down kickoffs. I don't really know where the Saints actually come in and fit into that equation there. Murray tried for 50. Yeah, last night in the NBA, Kyrie Irving took a little bit of umbrage to the Denver Nuggets, young player trying to go for 50 at the end of the ball game. Let me ask you a question out here. We've all seen and done things, and even if you played recreationally and middle school, high school, Division I, Division II, Division III college, most of us are stat people because it's fun to get stats. But it's interesting when you get a little bit too many stats. Let's just say in college football, if I'm trying to break a record for receiving in a game, and my quarterback is just throwing me rocket screens in the fourth quarter when we're up 21 points, just so I can get an extra 3 to 4 catches. Or you're looking there in that situation, firing up a 3 when you have 48 points and you want to get to 50 when the clock's running down, the game is already in hand. Or if you're a running back and the coach says, hey, look, man, just protect the football out there. But you're in high school and you have 16 carries and you're right around in that 90-yard range. You don't just want to run up the middle. Maybe you want to kick it outside, maybe pick up 9 or 10 yards to get over 100 yards. It's always interesting when you see that because you see a lot of it come into play at milestones, 50 points, or you get alerted, you're up 20 points. You're still in the basketball game. You have 15 points, 11 boards, and 9 assists out there. So you're trying to hustle down and maybe get somebody a free layup at the end of the game, even though you're up double digits. It's just human. I don't even want to say human decency not to do it. But I can't fault the person for trying to do it because it's a lot different when you go out there and say, look, man, a 50-point game under my belt. 48 points sounds great. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I have a career high of 48. But when you retire, when you're 40 years old and you're talking to your kids, son, one game we played the Celtics. Yeah, you remember them good Celtics teams? Dropped 50 on them. Sounds a lot better than, son, those really good Celtic teams, dropped 48 on them. So I can't hate the game. I can't hate the player. Get your money out there, have your highlights. It's a long NBA season and all the fake outrage he tried to get. Well, then stop him from getting 50 then. The kid got 48 on your team. He got enough, right? Why don't you just stop him so they can't get to 50 or even have a shot at 50 at that point? But it is kind of interesting when that pops up. Even when you have the overall team stuff, have you ever seen it where, I don't know, you get 120 or 100 points or whatever it is? You might be up 100 to 91 with 5 seconds to go. But that over 100 gets you the free tacos for the crowd, gets you the free Whopper, gets you the free like Wendy's chicken nuggets out there, or a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. If they knock down that last three to get 100 points, those are always interesting as well, where the crowd goes wild at the end of the game because they're going to get a chicken sandwich, which 99% of those fans, folks, they ain't even going to cash it in anyway. How many people went to Taco? I mean, come on, let's be serious out here in the chat box right now. How many people went to Taco Bell to get their taco because some dude stole a base? They've been doing this for years. I never showed up at Taco Bell and said, let me get one taco because homie stole the base. Has anybody done that? I would like to know, because I'm not really a coupon guy, and I'm not really going to go out of my way to get like maybe a free donut at Dunkin' Donuts, or as you see the more popular one, the free taco because a stolen base was out there. Has any, Guan White, you have? Have you done that, Guan? Have you gone out of your, like, not even going to go to Taco Bell that day? And let's just say, like, you're not even going into Taco Bell because you're like, you know what? Free tacos today. I'm going to go over. I wanted tacos anyway. So I'm going to get a 6-pack of tacos. I'm going to get some nachos. I'm going to get a couple empanadas. And, oh, yeah, that's right. The free hey, can I get that free taco too? Has anybody gone to Taco Bell and walked in and just got the taco and bounced? Like that, I'm telling you, that takes, look, I know it's free. Doesn't that take some nerve, though? Walk into Taco Bell. I'm here for the free taco. Yeah, here it is, man. Thanks. Have a good day now. Have we done that? Has anybody done that? Did you just go? Please tell me somebody walked just in there to get the taco and just bounce. You didn't buy a drink. You didn't do anything. Like, you just walked in, like, because somebody told you on the sidewalk, like, yo, they're serving free tacos because of that stolen base in the World Series. And you're like, yo, let me go get that one taco. For real. I never cashed in on that, man. And who does this also? This is good. This is good. So we have some of this stuff here to go over. Slide that up on morning headlines still. I think we still got some more. Come on. We still got some morning headlines to go over. Let's not rush the show. You can't rush greatness here. But talking about the taco, but we're just going in and saying, like, have you ever sat down? I don't even care if it's a buffet. I don't care if it's, a local diner or a fine establishment. Let's just say you get one of those coupon books here, right? And the coupon book's out and it's laid out and it says, like, one free appetizer with your entree, or 10% off your entire meal, right? We've all seen this before. Or how many times have you gone to McDonald's and you peeled off the little Monopoly game and it's like you get a free small fry? Is it just me? Is it just the way I'm built? Like, I feel a little bit embarrassed to use it. Should I? Does anybody feel like that? Like, I'm telling you, like, hey, welcome into so-and-so's Luigi's restaurant. You want a nice bowl of pasta. You want some linguine, whatever you're getting in there. And you give them and say, hey, look, I got a coupon right here that says I can get a free appetizer. Can I get, like, the caprese mozzarella? Or can I get the steamed mussels here? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I feel a little weak when I go and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie. Now, if it's one of those things where it's like, you're going to get new shutters on your house or new gutters or, paint job, and it's like $100, yes, I'm using that. But I almost feel like I'm infringing on the people that I'm trying to do business with here by saying, like, I think they think like poorly of me, even though it brings you in there to try to get the extra business, right? And you hand it over and be like, man, like, they go back and talk about you in the back in the kitchen. Yo, you believe this dude at table 2, man? He gives me this coupon for buy one, get one free cheeseburgers, man. Like, I just feel like they don't like me as a customer, even though they gave me the coupon. That's just the way I am, man. Water Trotter says, nah, fuck that, Don. I'm cashing all them tickets. Look, I know there's people out there that do that. I have, like, a block in my head that says, like, I'm disrespecting the place I'm going to eat using their own coupon, like using it against them. You know what I mean? Like you just bust it out. Or how about these ones? Like where you say, you know what? I just forgot right here. Like, you know what I mean? You walk in and be like, hey, I know you already did the bill, but I had this coupon for 10% off. Like, I don't know. I just think they look down on me like, oh, here comes coupon, dude. Every Tuesday, man, free entree. This dude's in here stealing on this free entree. I just feel like that. Yes, free is free. You're right. But I have like a psychological block in my head that just doesn't let me get down on that. And I did work in the industry, yes. And it was like pulling, like coupons are designed to bring people in. And I had 2 food establishments. And yes, like hey man, hey that free bag of chips. Like, yeah, dude, the free bag of chips, go grab it. Doesn't this come with a free bottle? Yeah, man, it comes with a free bottle of soda today, man. Hey, I got the 2-for-1 coupon. Buy 1 sandwich, get 1 free. This guy's coming in here using a coupon. And now, granted, it's a coupon that I put out. And I still feel like when they come in, I'm like, man, this guy's ganking my stuff right now in these coupons, man. No, it's great food for thought, as we like to say, and go over. But that's just a mental look. I got some quirks to me, and that's certainly one of the quirks that I absolutely have out here. Last part of the sideline here, or the front line, the morning headlines. Taggart gives up offensive coordinator play calling here for fun. Boy, that's a fast fall down, huh? Hey, man, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to revolutionize the Florida State offense. We're going to run really fast. We got athletes. We're going to score a ton of points. Didn't you see what I did at Oregon? Didn't you see what I did at USF? Now I have better athletes at my dream job. Boy, that didn't last too long. All that money. But look, Willie Taggart's going to get paid a lot of money, whether he gets fired or not. But when it's your offense and you're calling the plays as the head coach in your first year and it's not going well, and you give up offensive coordinator spots, that doesn't work out too well, man. Either Rodriguez, Donnie, don't have. Yeah, so look, I'm glad this is. I'm really glad this is getting on here. Now, hear me out on this one too, folks. Getting gifts, right? People do this to me all the time, and let me know if you look. We're going to get all these quirks out in the open here. Somebody gives me a Visa gift card, $25, $50, whatever it is, right? I'm the dude that has my wallet, my little, I don't even have my wallet here stacked up, but I would have shown it to you if I had it on me. But you have the gift card up top, and, it says, it's either, now, look, granted, it's not a restaurant one, not Applebee's, not like, Outback or any one of those random normal ones that you would have, right? None of those. I'm just talking about the Visa gift card, $25, $50. Is anybody out there like me that procrastinates on that damn gift card? And everywhere you go, and it's just like, you know what? I'm going to go into the supermarket here. I got to pick up a few things. Boop, 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 boop. Comes out to like $32. You got a $50 gift card. And you got your debit card right next to it. And you got this like dilemma. Like you got a dilemma and you're looking at it. You're like, you know what? Should I use this gift card right now? Like you're looking at the guy and he's like, $32.99. And you look back down. You got the debit card. You got the credit card. Then you got that gift card there. And you're like, does this seem like a birthday present right now that I'm going to use this on? Buying like some turkey and some cheese and some milk and some bread? Nah, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. So then you go to the gas station 2 days later, right? Fill it up. $43, let's just say, filled it up. Looking down again. You got that credit card. You got the gift card. You got the debit card. And you're like, does this sound like a birthday present? Nah, you know what? Save that there. Or is it one of those things where you have to spend enough? It's a $50 gift card, right? Businesses save millions by giving out gift cards, Gwan. You are 100% correct. That's why we used to always push gift cards. Because if you don't feel like, and you can lose it, but if you don't feel it's worth it, you never end up spending it. Because let's just say you have a $50 gift card and something at the store comes to $72. That instance, I'm using that gift card, right? Like I'm going to use that gift card in that instance because then you have $20 left and you can just throw it away. But anything less, you feel like you're going to use it. And then how about this? You get embarrassed in the store, right? How about this one? We've all been here. I've done it before. Sir, that'll be $24.99. You look down and be like, I used the gift card before. And you do this. Pick it up. Run this through. I think I got about $8 on this card. Like, I'm telling you, this is me, man. This is old me right here. Yeah, like you used it, but you better use it all at once, or else you feel like, run this one through for $5. See what you got on there. Nah, all right. I think there might be like $3 left on that. Yep, looks like there's 3. All right, now the remainder, put it on the debit card out there. Is anybody like that for me too? Like you have like $9 left on that card, but you got to tell the cashier with everybody in line, I think there's $9 left on that card. You know, everybody behind you's like, this guy, man, come on now. You know what I mean? But that's me. I'm glad we're able to get through some of these quirks. Like, we spent about a half hour on the show talking about weird-ass quirks on gift cards. But that's me. As soon as I get a gift card, it's gone, Capper John. See, you're the opposite of me. I look at that damn thing. I look at the gift card, and I'm like, this is wild, man. This is wild. Absolutely wild. So that's just the way we do it. Coupons. We got coupons out of the way, gift cards out of the way. Make sure you vote out of the way. Now we're going to get into some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Yes, Greg, this is gold. You don't get this anywhere. This is what happens when I get a solo mission here. Breaking down, look, you see the basketball. Duke, Kentucky. Look, I'm going to tell you right now. I know Zion Williamson in that basketball game. Do you want my knowledge or information on Duke, Kentucky? I have no idea who's playing in that game. No idea at all. I know Zion does. Michigan State, Kansas. Couldn't tell you one single player on either one of those teams. I know Bill Self is the head coach. I know Tom Izzo's a coach. I can't tell you one single player on either one of those teams. So there's my capping, and we can get back to some stuff. Donnie, no, I don't hate charity. I don't hate charity. That's also another. Look, see, we're getting great stuff. Great stuff here on the chat box here. Great stuff. I never turned it down, man. I'm sorry. And it's built in. Sir, would you like to round up for hunger here? Are you going to say no? Do people say no to that? Sir, that'll be $32.46. Would you like to round up to the nearest dollar to help out hunger? Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. Let me get that 26 cents back. Has anybody done that right there? No, who does that? Sir, would you like to donate $1 to needy children? Yeah, nah, I'm good on that, man. I'm good. Sir, there's a young girl we're running a drive for who needs surgery to repair her hand and her family. Yeah, no, I'm good. Give me the 26 cents back because I got to go use that somewhere else out here. You know what I mean? You say no, Jansen? You got to be kidding me on that. I can never say no to that. Ever. And if you're in a line and they know, because it's such a good thing to actually do, but business-wise for the company itself, they know if they ask you out loud and put you on the spot with 3 dudes behind you, sir, would you like to round up? These ones are even better, right? $29.89. Would you like to round up to the near 11 cents we're talking about? No, I'm good. And you know what I find out most of the time here? Is it's usually the older heads. I'm talking like the 50, 60, 70, 80 years old who valued those 11 cents like back in 1949. They're the ones that just stone face like, no, I'm not doing it. But then you get me up here and it's around Thanksgiving and like, would you like to donate? Or even worse, you go in, get after like the dog store, right? You go in the PetSmart or Pet Value, wherever you go into, right? And like, would you donate to service dogs that were injured in the war? It's $1. You put your name on it. You can put it on the wall. Yeah, I'm good with those service dogs. I'm good. No, man. You know how many, and like, you don't even write like a fake name on there. Like, like, hey, write your name on there. Josh. You know what I mean? But you feel bad. You feel really bad at doing that. I'm the type of dude that I can't turn that down. You run a fundraiser in front of me in the store with people in line. I can't tell you no over 68 cents to round it up. Or $1 for needy children, or a puppy that lost its leg and needs a good home to go to. That's just the way I am right there. Animals, Poppy, the Salvation Fund. Yes, the Salvation Army. How many times do you get on and you sit back and they're like, look at this dog. Look at this dog, man. $1, a cup of coffee a day. I don't even drink. That's all. It's a cup of coffee a day. Yeah, you know what? Let me donate here. And then they're sending you stuff in the mail like, look. There's a dog in Guatemala right now that needs your help. For only a cup of coffee a day, he can have food, water, and an operation on his eye. For only can you help out. You get a little Sarah McLachlan in the background too. That nice wispy type music. Yep. Glad we're able to get these out of the way. Because this is more important than Duke, Kentucky, and Michigan State, Kansas. whether or not you're donating, whether or not you have a problem using gift cards, whether or not you got 10% off that appetizer, the right side of campus will help you through that because we're just as crazy as you are out there. Well, Don, I came here to hear about sports, not some random personal stuff. But look, we got 240 people in here. Well, look, this is how we shoot it. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's not Friday, Saturday. We're going over real life problems in here and trying to get it out in the open right here. Ian knows. I'm sure Ian's been to many a soup convention out there. It was like buy one soup, get one soup free out there. And he took the soup. You know what I mean? That's all it is. No big deal. No big. Give the dollar. Yes, karma. Isn't it all about karma? When you win in the slot machine, when you win on the tables, dealer gives you a blackjack. Throw him a couple bucks. It's great karma out there, man. It's going to come back to you in tenfold out there. Any soccer plays for the Champions League tonight. If the Queens Park Rangers are playing tonight, Ajax, man, take the Queens Park Rangers. Doesn't matter the price. They're going to win that game out there. Donations are taxed. Yeah, when did you ever use that anyway? Now, look. I mean, everybody's going to have their accountant, say you got donations out there. But have we ever done that too? Like, oh, yes, you know what? I gave that $1 to McDonald's for the scholarship fund for whoever. Tax deduction, right? $1, $2, $3. Ian's passed the soup out there. I don't believe it. But no, I mean, it's all fun there. We could slide it down again on top of this. Duke versus Kentucky, Michigan State, Kansas. That was one for the big man on campus. I'm sure he'll probably pop on at some time during the day and go over that stuff. But college basketball is not me. I don't place wagers on college basketball till well into January. I like to see it play out before I actually get involved in anything because I'm just not good before the season. I'm just as public as anybody would be. Reading press clippings, like, ooh, man, they were really good last year. Well, my eyes play and deceive. I don't touch the NFL in the first couple weeks of the season. I don't touch college football in the first couple weeks of the season. I don't touch baseball in the first few weeks of the season. So I'm not going to get started now and just say, you know what? Ian Williamson, saw him dunk a few times in high school. Love that team. Donnie, this is a national radio show quality stuff, Rome-esque. Yes, you have to be able to dictate on here, right? You have to go on a tangent. We have an entire show laid out. And then you get the call like, dude, man, internet's down, having problems getting on. You got to cover it. This is how we cover it. This is how you get into it right now. On a Tuesday morning, a lot of people are voting. It's raining in the Northeast. You have one MAC football game where whether or not one of these teams gets a first down all night is what's probably going to be on your mind. You're in that little interlude. We're not at Thursday Night Football yet. MACtion tomorrow night. At least you have 2 football games. You have one of the worst teams in America playing tonight. This is how we get through these days, man. It's how we get through these days. Sean Thompson, people should be obligated to donate time to the needy like jury duty. Yeah, look, don't you feel better about yourself, too, when you help somebody out? Hey, look, the old lady next door can't get her trash cans down the end of the street. You'll help her out. Like, hey, I got you. No big deal. Come on. It's all about that. The birthday button. Does anybody go to like Disney World and you get the birthday button for the kid even though it's not their birthday just so you can get to the front of the line at some stuff, or you get the button that says first time here even though you've been there 7 times so you get a little bit extra treatment out there? Yeah, we all done that before. Come on. Yeah, jury duty's awful though. I mean, if you ever been to jury duty where you sit there all day long, they don't call your number and you're hoping there's a little bit of piece of you when you're like 3 hours into jury duty where they haven't called anybody, like, you know what, just call me so I can do something in here. And then you get like a $5 check at the end of the day that they mail you. I mean, come on with that. Yeah, jury duty. There should be professional jury. Why don't you just have professional juries? You make like $60,000 a year. You got to sit there all day long and listen to these, cases. This guy stole a candy bar. This guy beat his wife. I mean, you should get paid for that, like $60,000 a year. You can actually do that, man. Capper John says the Russians will hack the election anyway. I'm sure we'll hear about that later tonight or what goes wrong here. I always go to the neighborhood and give the ice cream man at the local convenience store $100 and tell them to hook the kids up. Do you now? See, that's a lot. Now that's a lot going on there because I'm not sure I'm doing that. Be like, these damn kids out here, they don't deserve this ice cream. I'm not giving them $100. Now, here's a question for you, Randy. Here's a question for you, right? So you go to the local ice cream man and be like, yo, here's $100. Serve these kids. Now, is that ice cream man about to do you dirty? What's he going to do? Is he taking the 100? And just bouncing, being like, yo, watch this. I'm going to give out, give me $100, which would be, let's just say, 25 ice cream cones, whatever, 30 ice cream cones. I'm only going to hand out 10. Pocket the rest of that money. Don't put it past people. There's bad people out there, Randy, that are going to take your money your good deeds out there and use it for their own personal gain. You know they do that out there. Never will donate to Human Society. They kill 2 million animals a year. Oh, yeah, come on. We're all about the animals up in here, right? They blocked Right Wager on my work laptop. I have to look, exactly. They can't look. They don't want you to retire. They don't want you to retire, Eric Griffo. That's what happens. When they block that out there, that means they know you're about to win so much damn money that you're going to leave the company altogether. So just kind of stuff you have to do. Al Cervic, I tipped a guy in Vegas last year. No tired on his bike going through trash cans. He was working for it. Yeah, man, look. Some people are down on their luck out there. No fault of their own. You know, some people do it to themselves, but some people just need a little bit of help out there. It's always nice to help out there. Who should I donate to, Duke or Kentucky? Exactly. Flip the coin, man. Flip the coin and get after it tonight. Game 1. Kids never even played a college basketball game in their life, and we're wagering on them tonight. How about that stuff? I love it. Good stuff there. Let's throw it down a little MACtion there if we're behind the scenes there. We'll talk a little bit of football here as we get out of here. Got about 15 minutes left in the show here. Kent State and Buffalo. Now, as I use a couple odd services out here, I do find it kind of funny when I look at injuries. Justin Rankin should be back for Kent State, even though he did sit out yesterday in that last week in the football game. So Kent State getting after it tonight. Now, it says on my forecasting here, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. An opening of 57 points, bet down through a few hours, down to 40. 57 down to 40. I don't care if there's a hurricane, the Hindenburg crashed on the field, if they're going to play on the side of a mountain where nobody can actually stand up on the football field. I've never seen 17 points knocked off a line. It dropped to 40, and looking at some outlets right now, we're up to about 43 and a half. Now, it says conditions on this one site for me, folks. 7 p.m. in Buffalo. Dangerously windy. What does that mean? This college football game is showing dangerously windy tonight. But it's showing me 26 and a half miles an hour. What? Dangerous. Does that mean throw the football, it comes back and it hits you? Does it mean I'm kicking off and the ball is going to go out of the stadium and hit a random student in the head in the parking lot? Dangerously windy tonight, 51 degrees. Now, when I see dangerously windy, I usually want to see like 75 mile an hour winds, and they're going to play through it. It says 26 miles an hour winds in Buffalo, but dangerously windy. Now, getting back to the game itself, I mean, I think it's pretty evident and clear.
Hey.
You look at 43. Hello?
What's up, blood?
Who's this?
Yo, cuz.
Huh?
Yo, big man.
Ain't the big man. I'm not believing. Whoa, what? Like, who hacked the show? I'm like trying to look around.
I hacked the show,
Who is
bud.
it?
I'm here.
What are we on? What are we on? Just random potato cam here for you? You rigged it?
I'm on my phone. I'm on my data plan. I don't got Wi-Fi right now.
I love it. This is one of those periscopes that you give out where you're just in your wife beater right now, Jeff. Give me the laugh. Go ahead. Give me the laugh.
Dude, I'm literally in bed.
There you good, man. Look at that. You're able to chime in. You're looking clear over there. Jeff, help these people out right there. Duke, Kentucky, Michigan State, Jeff. I told you. I know one player combined on all four of these teams. That's what I'm going off tonight. Zion Williamson can dunk. Therefore, I like Duke. Do you believe it?
No, I like Kentucky myself. I think they're the more complete team. I think cohesively, they're a little bit more cohesive. They have Reed Travis, came over from Stanford. I'd be a little bit more inclined. I think they're more talented than Duke. I think they're just a little bit more cohesive. It's a tough game. I'm not going to try to tell you, Bill, but if you like Duke, take Duke. But for me, I'm going to go with the team that I think is a little bit more dependable, and that's Kentucky.
Jeff, I have my eye on other games tonight that I'm really interested in. Like, give me a little Fairfield action. Give me a little Siena action tonight, Jeff. I know you'll be down in South Philadelphia tonight, LaSalle, Temple. Give me those games, man. Forget Michigan State, Kansas, and Duke, Kentucky. Yeah. Give me the local young bucks out there, Jeff.
Yeah, I was close to taking Santa Barbara tonight. I considered them against Wyoming. The only thing that kept me off the game was the elevation. Now, last year, if you did some research, you would know that Santa Barbara went out to Montana State and Bozeman. Elevation's about 5,000 feet. Laramie's about 8. So it's a big difference. First game of the season, they have some new players. So that kept me off that. That was the one thing that kept me off. Other than that, it would have been a premium play for me. I also considered Central Florida against Ryder. I think Ryder will really struggle against the defense. Ryder, as you know, Donnie, is all made to get into the lane, Stevie Jordan, get to the hoop, get fouled. You know that's not going to happen against Paul. He pretty much prevents that. The problem I have with Central Florida is can they hit jump shots? Because this zone that Kevin Baggett plays will allow jump shots. Can UCF make them is the question. If they do, they'll roll.
No, I mean it's a damn near close to a full card tonight, which should be a lot of fun to actually watch. Now, Jeff, there's a lot of thoughts going on out here that since college basketball season is now here, you're somewhere in a bunker away from where bookies cannot get to you, which is the reason why we had to hide you to start the show. And now you're not actually in your current location. You're at a location that nobody knows. It's a bunker, and you barely have Wi-Fi. Is this a true story?
Well, I mean, it could be, and I wouldn't disclose that if it was. But no, I just don't have internet right now. That's really my issue. Listen, I did 6 shows yesterday, and I gave out a ton of basketball info. So again, I'm not hitting. I'll be out at the game tonight. I'm taking Brian Rowe, one of our listeners. And by the way, if you're in the Philly area, you want to come to a game, I'll gladly take you for free. Just get in touch with me.
Look at that. The nice little options out here. No need to give away Amazon gift cards, Jeff, when you can just go to the game. Now, Jeff, if you're going to be taking random people to the game here, are they allowed to pick your brain while you sit there? Is this one of those things like you sit there, you be quiet, and let me enjoy the game?
No, you can ask whatever you want.
Anyway, Jeff, we were going over a couple things like gift cards and stuff today. I wanted to get your take on one thing. Are you one of the guys that uses coupons on food, or you just don't pay attention to them?
No, I don't use coupons. I don't use gift cards.
You're the same as me. Yeah, we're the opposite on a lot of stuff, Jeff, but I get coupons all the time, and you even have menu. I'm not even talking like menus. Like, you open up to like a pizza joint or a cheesesteak joint or, wherever you're getting your food from, and they have like the little thing on the side, get free fries with your cheesesteak. I don't know. I just let me get the cheesesteak, man. You know what I mean? And if they say, like, I went to Tony Luke's on Sunday night, Jeff, after the football games were wrapping up, right? I walk in, get a couple cheesesteaks, get a chicken cutlet sandwich, and then they go, hey, since you buy the regular size sandwich, you get fries and a drink for free. I'm like, yo, that's okay. I like that. But I'm not the guy that asked for it. You have to tell me, like, you get free fries with this. You're like, I'm down for that. You know what I mean? I'm just that type of guy.
No, I agree. I'm the same way. I wouldn't be asking for free anything. Like coupons, I don't fucking do. I don't do, I don't ask for free fucking tacos. I don't care about that. I'll pay gladly. I'll even pay for the person behind me. I don't want any goddamn handouts. I'm good. I'll pay.
Just so I can't believe we're the same way on that. Because I always think I'm the weirdo who just can't use the free appetizer or free taco or free soda. You're like, you have to tell me. Like, hey, look, if you get another appetizer, it's 50% off. Oh, you know what? I'll take that. As opposed to being like, is it right that appetizers are 50% off tonight? It's not me, man. It's not me.
You know what makes my blood boil, Donnie? When I see these fucking bozos that go out with a girl and I see her pay it in front of me.
No,
I literally want to get that guy.
That happens?
And choke him to death.
Yeah, no, that's incomprehensible. Now, look, it's different. Now, it's different if you're married. You make the wife pay. Like, look, man, I'm not dipping in my pocket anymore.
That's all your money.
You have to pay when it's a female acquaintance, it's your girlfriend or whatever. You should always be paying the freight, yes.
No, I agree with you on that. That's different. I mean, you're married. It's all your money, so.
Exactly. Jeff, going over a little bit of college football action tonight. Kent State and Buffalo here. 70% of the public betting on Buffalo. Line opens up at 22.5, 21, depending where you're shopping at. Now dips below that to -20. but we talked about it last night. 57 down to 40, Jeff, in this football game tonight. Windy conditions out here. And the joke that me and you were going back and forth with yesterday was, it's 40 points. Because it's 43 now, but let's just go when it dipped to 40. And I asked you a question. I'm like, look, I think Buffalo can get that. But can Kent State score? What do you think?
Well, I mean, they do like to run the football, so I don't know that it's going to be that big a deal for them. But, yeah, the wind stuff, the rain, it just kind of bothers me. I don't really have much in the game. That's such a huge move down. 30-mile-an-hour winds. You know how these kids are. I think Buffalo can score some points. I'd probably be interested in taking them, but I'm not really in the mood to trust Kent State in hurricane-type wind.
Jeff, there was one smart guy that used to say, it stays on in hurricane force winds. So there might be some hurricane force winds in this that are going to be knocking wigs off people's heads. But it looks like Rankin, Jeff, will be available tonight. Kent State's best player, who mysteriously was in concussion protocol for 10 days, but not a single person knew about it until the opening kickoff. So that might be a little bit of a boost there. But I think Buffalo can move the football and do whatever they want against Kent. Kent's going to go 100 miles an hour. But if we learned anything, Jeff, in college football, it doesn't matter if you go 100 miles an hour if you spin your wheels and go 3 and out every single time. Yes, there's going to be wind. College kids don't kick field goals. Buffalo can do a multitude of things, windy or not windy, a running quarterback, a great running game, but they do have a good defense. If Kent State can get to double digits, I think this total will cover fairly easily here tonight, Jeff. But the question is, can Kent State score 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, I'm not going to trust them. We know how they are. And then Rankin playing, I mean, they say he's going to play, but them saying someone's going to play is like, me saying that I'm not going to do any shows for the rest of my life. I might not, but I probably will.
No, I hear you on that, but that was just a interesting one we wanted to go over here for a little bit of MACtion, some NCAA football highlights this week, Jeff. I know you're proud of this. UCF drops 2 spots in the AP poll, Jeff, despite winning. I know you had a nice standing ovation when you probably saw the rankings come out this week.
Yeah, they played. I think they played. I don't know, DeVry University. I think so. That was probably the reason for that. I'll end it on this, Donnie, because my data is flying up as they speak here. Listen,
You're what? Don't you have unlimited data? Where are you calling from? Are you in jail? Are you actually in jail right now? Did you spend this time while you're sitting behind bars?
I don't have Wi-Fi, dog.
And we're talking about you don't have unlimited data? What is wrong with you? That's it. Now, you know what? The adage is true. Jeff doesn't even make any money. He has to pay to get on the air. I think that's right. Actually true now, Jeff.
I'm pretty rudimentary when it comes to that shit. So, no, I don't have unlimited data, I don't think. At least I don't think I do. My arm's getting tired. That was really an excuse. My arm's getting tired, actually. But this, play more than DeVry University and IT Tech, and you'll get respect from me. Or go to a bigger conference.
No, I hear you on that. All right, big man, don't run out of your minutes because I'm going to have to use those minutes later in the week here. So enjoy your day. I know you got some big things on tap. Maybe looking at new places there, maybe new trap houses that you got going on out there. So good luck today, man.
Yeah, well, 2 things to remember today. A, I'm probably going to get a house today. B, the free pick today in college basketball might be coming someone other than me. Stay tuned for that.
Oh, how about that? How about I just flip a coin, Jeff, and give the free play out today in college basketball? Will that work tonight?
Let's just say you all might be introduced to someone special in Big Man's life. We'll see. Bye-bye.
All right, Big Man at Campus is out here. We've got a couple minutes left here in the show. We'll just spend it a little bit talking about the NFL. If we can slide that total all the way down from NCAA basketball action all the way down to NFL hotspots, we'll end it by talking with a couple things. 4 p.m. games this weekend. How about this, folks? We had some amazing 4 p.m. action in the previous week. Games coming down to the wire, good football teams, right on the spread. Really interesting viewing. Now they're going to just give you a blast from the past this week. 405, 269, 270. Chargers, Oakland Raiders, lines 10. 261, 262. Green Bay, Miami, who's even playing quarterback in that game. That line is at 10. 271, 272. Seattle, LA Rams. That line is at 10. Is there any reason to watch the 4 o'clock game? I mean, look, we're gamblers. We're going to be watching. Don't get me wrong. But as much as they gave you last week, they're going to take it away this week at 4 o'clock. So it looks like some better action here at 1 o'clock, if there even is. Like, what's the marquee matchup? Is it the Eagles and Dallas on Sunday Night Football? Like, really, what is the actual marquee? New England and Tennessee? Washington, Tampa Bay? New Orleans and Cincinnati without A.J. Green? Atlanta, Cleveland? Buffalo and the Jets? Marquee games Thursday Night Football, which is a shame. I wish it was on Sunday. You probably get a cleaner game in that one. 51.5 is the over-under. The Pittsburgh Steelers favored by 4, opened up at 5. That's an interesting one right there altogether. But just looking overall at some of these hotspots, and keep in mind also, right in the middle right there, folks, you see 4 o'clock games right next to it, weather changing. We had really good weather in the NFL this past weekend on Sundays. Games that typically would be windy and a little bit colder. You had mid-50s out there, nice scoring patterns. Buffalo had a nice day. Denver had a nice. I'm not saying even if these games didn't even go over. I'm just saying the conditions of the actual game. Cleveland was decent weather for Cleveland in November. You had a lot of nice places to play over the weekend. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to change this week. So keep an eye on some of these conditions where you had 50s last week. Now you're going to get into the 30s and some wind. So those games that look really enticing, maybe that you want to take an over total on, make sure you're watching the weather conditions because everything is changing. Same also thing in college football. You're betting teams in the South, obviously, so you're going to have nice weather conditions. But those teams in the North now, when it starts to shift, last week we had a pretty warm weekend, a little bit windy weekend, but now that's going to start shifting down to get into the colder temperatures. But for the most part, that's not really going to adjust the numbers outside of wind. But in the cold, some of these games tend to stay a little bit on the up and up, or excuse me, on the lower end of the spectrum. Ian Cameron, Giants 49ers, smell the ratings. Yeah, that's. You can't flex out of Monday Night Football, so I know they can flex out of Sunday games, which in the next week, the Eagles and the Saints got flexed from a 1 o'clock game to a 4 o'clock game, so those should be some interesting stuff. But yes, Capper John's right. Bad weather coming, and some of these Carolina-Pittsburgh are going to be a really good football game Thursday night. I actually wish it was on Sunday because I think you would get a more cleaner type of game. But that, Pittsburgh's defense, which comes after you, Cam Newton's going to be able to escape. I love what Carolina is doing on offense, but this is going to be a tough one here, man. It's tough to go on the road on a Thursday night game. You're looking at another home favorite, which they've been rolling all season long on Thursday Night Football. Steelers getting it going. James Conner, Ben Roethlisberger. Now, how are they going to come back? You had a game last week where Carolina rolled over Tampa Bay. Score looked a little bit close, and then to me, actually, the game really was. It was out of reach. Fitzpatrick threw a couple touchdown passes to make it a little bit closer to try to get inside that number. Wasn't able to do so. But you had that hard-fought game, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. We'll see how they can react and respond on Thursday night. Some people say, hey, look, I'll just take the points in that one the way Carolina's playing. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard to go on the road and win on football games like that. Donnie, any other shows on SBR today? Yes. I'll be rolling solo today, WCKG, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll have some fun on that show, take some call-ins, see what we can do on that, and get back to everything. But a lot of stuff going on tonight, folks. Good show here. A little bit off topic there. Big man, chimes in there. So all in all, fun. Close to 250 people watching the show at any given time today. Thank you for tuning in and riding with this solo mission. We had a little bit of fun talking about some real-life situations here. Can't stress it enough. Get out there and vote later in the day. For all the goodness here at sportsbookreview.com, folks, give us a follow on Twitter at SBO Sports Picks. Give us a subscription down below. See the subscribed? Let's click that over to 50,000 subscribers. A lot of really good things going on in the channel tonight. You got NBA shows, you got NCAA football shows, NFL football shows, Rights Out of Campus, Low Shack in the Bag. It all happens right here. Nobody's doing what we're doing here on YouTube, folks, and it can't happen without the chat box and the people chiming in and supporting the good people here at sportsbookreview.com. A lot goes into these shows. Me as a nudnik here just talking, constantly. There's a lot of people behind the scenes putting on the show to make sure it goes off without a hitch and making it a professional show to have some fun with, talk a little bit of sports gambling and get through our sports day. A lot of stuff coming up on the channels later. I'll be going again solo. So check me out on the radio, WCKG, powered by sportsbookreview.com, folks. This has been the Right Side of Campus. I'm Donnie Rightside. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll catch you soon.